Saturday nights are made for football, and welcome to the Ontario Soccer Centre for some Toronto FC 2 action. Sun's out, guns out. Alex Bono, week off with Toronto FC. He's here tonight signing autographs, as is Jade Chapman. Among the Toronto FC players looking for minutes, going to get some tonight with Toronto FC 2. Tsubasa Endo and company welcoming the Pittsburgh Riverhounds to town. Hi everyone, Gareth Wheeler here, sitting in for Matty D alongside former Toronto FC midfielder and former Canadian international Terry Dunfield as Toronto FC 2 takes on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. A big game for both sides, both clubs struggling at this moment. TFC hasn't won a game since the first one of the season, Terry, but they get players like Chapman and Endo in the team tonight. How big of a lift is this for them?
A huge lift. 5 players come down from the first team. Endo in particular will give the team a little bit more impetus going forward. He's athletic. He'll play on the right side of a front three. He's got excellent delivery in the final third.
Scoring goals has been the biggest problem with this team. Not a problem for Pittsburgh's talisman, Corey Herzog.
Yeah, he's well-traveled. He's just 26 years of age. He's played in the MLS for the New York Red Bulls, the Vancouver Whitecaps. He's an all-round center forward. There's not many holes in his game. He's comfortable in possession with his back to goal, and he scores all types of goals, whether it's from distance or in the 6-yard box.
Bit of a change of formation for head coach Jason Ben tonight. It's a 3-4-3. Mitchell Tainter's the captain. You see Endo and Chapman playing in advanced roles, as well as Ashton Morgan in the starting 11. As for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Herzog's a talisman with 6 goals on the year. This team is on 15 points through 12 games. They're right in the playoff picture, but just on the outside looking in at the moment. Simply put, a beautiful day here in Toronto. It's going to be a beautiful night as well, albeit a little bit windy, and we're just about set for action. It's Toronto FC 2 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and you're watching on USLsoccer.com. Welcome back to the Ontario Soccer Centre. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. It is Toronto FC 2 taking on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. As we mentioned in the opening, both teams struggling. Jason Ben looking for a little bit more from his group, Terry. Ben, an established Canadian international, really good coach as well, but his team is going through a difficult time. It's a very young group.
Yeah, it's been a tough spell. They've just lost their last 2 on the road to FC Cincinnati and St. Louis, but they've been playing well, and yes, they've only scored 2 goals on the year, but I think in the last couple of games, they're starting to really create opportunities. Now it's about taking them.
Only 3 goals on the season for TFC, too. On the other bench, it's Dave Brandt leading the way for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, his second year as head coach of Pittsburgh. This is a good team in the return fixture, the first matchup between these two teams. Pittsburgh came out on top 1-0 in that match.
Yeah, in that match, TFC started extremely well, and then after 26 minutes, Victor Suto scores an absolute wonder goal, which took the stuffing out of TFC too. It's a very organized team. They play direct into Parks, 4-4-2, and they also counter extremely quickly through Herzog, Kerr, and the big man up top.
Angelo Cavalluzzo gets the start at goalkeeper for Toronto FC tonight. No Mark Pace. What's the explanation behind this decision, Terry?
Talking to the goalkeeper coach, Phil Berger, he likes to give the goalkeepers 2 or 3 games instead of changing them after just 1 game. Cavalluzzo, now he'll get a run of 2 or 3 games. Mark Pace did do well, couldn't have done anything about the goals on the road.
It's a beautiful night here at the Ontario Soccer Centre. About 25 degrees, there is some wind. New formation, a different formation, and Jay Chapman has only played 1 game with Toronto FC 2 on the year. Coincidence or not, it was the first game of the year, and he set up the game-winning goal against Arizona, a 1-0 victory. He's going to be a player to watch tonight, Terry.
Yeah, he's had time with the first team as well. I think the change of system is due to him coming to side and also Endo. They'll play either side of Spencer in a front 3 up top. Real classy player, Chapman. He's comfortable on the ball. He's got an eye for the audacious. He can really see a pass. He's got great awareness, and at this level, he should really excel.
We should also mention that Jordan Hamilton makes Jason Ben's bench tonight, another established Toronto FC player. So it's a new look Toronto FC two-team tonight that are looking for much better than they've experienced in recent weeks. As we mentioned, just 3 goals on the year. You can't win games, you can't come out with results if you're not putting the ball into the back of the net. Yeah,
you need goals. And talking to Jason Bent this week, he's had extra striker sessions. He's had 3 sessions. They've had a double session this week. They're really working on it in training.
Just about set for kickoff. Looking forward to this, Terry, as both teams going for the victory. TFC wearing all red. I love the Riverhounds kit. Little blue, little black. And we're underway here. Glad to have you along on USLsoccer.com as the ball's played deep early on. It's playing on this artificial surface. The ball's going to run, and with the wind, it makes it that much more difficult on a night like this.
Yeah, it's extremely windy. You need to hit diagonal balls. Those straight balls in behind will just run off the pitch. If you hit it with a little bit of backspin, it will check up and hold up on this surface.
Match officials tonight, Alexis Vaughn in control in the middle of the park. Peter Pendley, as Riverhounds were getting behind the back line early. Appropriately enough, the linesman's flag goes up. Peter Pendley and Gianni Faccini are the assistant referees. Yusri Rudolph, the 4th official. But a quick warning shot for Toronto FC shows you how quick the Riverhounds can break out into the attack.
The back forward get it just right. Good movement from Parks. It's a great outside in to run.
Ball played deep the other way, and the ball's just flying out there right now, Terry. You can actually pick up the wind on our mics right now. It's breezy. You see the Red Patch Boys flag flying in the distance as well.
Yeah, it's windy.
We might blow away. I'm going to have to hold you down here tonight.
When it's like this, just first 10 minutes is so important that you don't make a mistake, especially when you're on a tough run like this. The last thing you want to do is give the opposition a leg up.
Mitchell, the long ball to Romeo Parks. A little bit of possession as we settle things down here. Okai across the back line, switch of play. Good ball deep. Ashton Morgan defends that well and gets possession of the ball ahead of Duffy. That ball's played out for a Riverhounds throw. Some good possession inside. Here's Kerr, the captain. Big step over. Wonderful move inside the area. Toronto FC scrambles, but now finds a little possession.
Kerr's the player in midfield for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. He's the player that'll dictate play. He'll pull the strings for him. He actually has 2 caps for the Scotland under-21 team back in the day. He bounced around the lower leagues in Germany before coming to Pittsburgh in 2003.
TFC finally get their foot on the ball. Good switch of play to the captain, Tainter. Played for Toronto FC in the Canadian Championship game against Ottawa. Did very well for himself in that match in the first leg.
And this is where it helps, experience of playing against seasons pros in the USL. It makes that transition that little bit easier. A little bit unlucky to give a penalty away in that game.
Alseth does well to find Chapman in the middle of the park. That's where he likes to operate. Wide left to Morgan. Canadian connection there. Plays it to the top of the area. No one home. And the Riverhounds a chance to put their foot on the ball. Park's a controversial figure in his own right. Gets on the ball, and that's out for a Riverhounds throw. Just a second game back after a lengthy 4-month suspension from FIFA. An ugly incident featuring Canadian Carl Ouimet. A difficult spot, but in a game where you want to give players second chances, he's really getting his break here with Pittsburgh.
He is. When he played for Pittsburgh, he had 5 goals in 6 games in that first spell before he kung fu'd Carl Ouimet.
That's what it was, karate.
He had about a 4-month suspension from FIFA handed down to him. He went back to his homeland club. Went back to a club in El Salvador, and he's now been given an opportunity. A little bit of a surprise at the time. Owner Schallenberger said he'll never play for the club again.
Pittsburgh very confident on the ball out of the gate. Washington playing it back. TFC almost 5 across the back line. That midfield 4 turns into a defensive 5, and you want to see TFC 2 kind of mirror or mimic the way that Toronto FC plays. TFC's had all kinds of successes. Cavalluzzo under pressure, that's out for a TFC throw. Playing the 3-5-2 formation, it's just a different version of it, isn't it, here tonight?
That's a real good point, Gareth. And with TFC 2 changing to the system 3-5-2 this year, they've really stopped conceding goals. But unfortunately, on the flip side, they've struggled to score goals and press teams high up the pitch like the first team does.
Big Ben Spencer can't control. Here's Kerr, double K. Good battle in the middle of the park. TFC dropping back in numbers, very close, very compact in their defensive shape.
Really making it compact in that direct game channel defensively. But for me, when they do win the ball, Ben Spencer's a little bit too deep. There's no outlet up the pitch.
Parks, right idea, well read. Here's Endo. Scored his first goal of the year in the second leg of the Canadian Championship in a big win over the Ottawa Fury. In a matter of minutes, assisted on the first goal, headed one home on a wonderful pass by Victor Vasquez. But it's very difficult, and that's why TFC 2 is important, not only for the development of young players, but to give Toronto FC players in a competitive side battling for minutes, giving them a chance to get a good run out.
Yeah, you can build some confidence here and get those important match fitness minutes in.
Here's Kerr again. Crafty on the ball, plays it in, Cavalluzzo. It's an easy take for him, but another warning sign, Herzog just over his head. It's one of those times where you want to play that ball with a little cutting edge into the box, but it's almost better to keep it on the ground under these conditions.
Yeah, I'd look to try to play there. Herzog made a great run to the near post. He could have just slid it into his path. Brian James and Pereira midfield definitely need to get closer to Kerr.
Here is Pereira from Panama, or the Eric Lindros, number 88. James, who's made in the middle, Pereira. Endo. Captain Tainter. Oh, it's the right ball. Spencer didn't finish his run. Spencer's a big body up top. And it's about how to use that big body best. You almost need to play a little bit more direct, play it to his feet rather than space. Exactly,
Ben Spencer, he's not going to want to run into the channels. It was a great positive first touch from Tainter, takes it around Parks. He just needs to find it, put the ball into Ben Spencer's feet, and then Chapman can play off of him.
Thompson inside to Kerr. It's not with Chapman and Endo dropping back, it's almost like 2 attacking midfielders rather than 3 strikers for Toronto FC, the way that they're set up right now.
Yeah, at the moment, the TFC are just feeling out the Riverhounds, trying to get to grips with their system. As you touched on earlier in the broadcast, they're very confident in possession, and TFC are trying to make it difficult for them and then look to hit the Riverhounds on the counter.
Pittsburgh is winless in their last 3. Patient in attack. Here's Washington. Herzog. Jack. Well read by Boscovich, forcing the Riverhounds back.
Bosco, an academy product, been playing for TFC 2, been called up to the team with injuries to Onkani and Peters. He's been very consistent since coming up, comfortable on the ball, natural left footer playing on the left side of the back 3.
Linesman helped make that call on the far side. Ashton Morgan absolutely got run over by Duffy. No worse for the wear, and Ashton Morgan over recent years has dealt with a number of serious injuries that have kept him out of action. Good to see him back out there. It's about match fitness right now for the player, isn't it, Terry?
It really is. He's Mr. TFC, born and raised in Toronto, has over 100 appearances, can play left back. The system with the first team is wing back, suits him down to the ground.
Boskovic beat by Herzog. No, it's not Herzog. Here's Herzog on the ball. Turns it back, well defended, shot from distance. Makes it all the way over the protective fence in the back, and need a new ball as it goes into the forest.
Good play from...
It's called the Dunfield Special, isn't it?
Calm down, that's a Wheeler Special. Yeah, good play there from Hollingsworth. Good run in from outside in. Just attacks a back three and makes things happen. In the end, it comes back to Okay and just leans back a little bit, which puts it over the goal.
That wind is really going from left to right on your television screen. Almost back towards you a little bit as well. Good touch from Chapman. Spencer couldn't connect. There's Abubakar. Duffy. Don't cut it inside. Chapman read that well, and chance to put their foot on the ball. Spencer, back to Chapman.
That's good pressure from TFC, Wheels. They're hunting him in packs, not in ones and twos there. And in the end, the Riverhound player runs into a blind alley.
Good pressure by Parks. Tainter said to play that ball forward, and it's back in possession of Pittsburgh. Bosco does well again there. A chance for Cavalluzzo to put his foot on the ball. Not the biggest goalkeeper, Terry, but very athletic, the Hamilton native.
Yeah, I like him. Cavalluzzo, again, came through the academy, left, went to school, and last year with so many injuries to the goalkeepers, he got an opportunity. Made one or two mistakes last year, but since coming into the team this year, he's been very good.
Very good ball by Jay Chapman. You see that burst of pace. That's what makes him such a good player. Good look to Morgan, and they get on with play very quickly. Chapman inside the area to the foot of Endo. Gets it under control. That ball's played out, and it's going to be our first quarter kick of the match. I like the change in tempo in terms of the build-up, picking up the pace, trying to pick things up, and keep Pittsburgh on their toes.
That's one thing in recent weeks TFC2 have been. They've been more dynamic in the attack, and you see the quality there of Jay Chapman. He doesn't just launch it into the box, he picks out Endo.
In swinging corner kick coming up, Subasa Endo. Tainter, Aubrey, Spencer, Boskovic, all in the area. Chapman checks, comes short. Far post, big body, oof. Benny Spencer just can't get his head over that.
Oh, it's a free header. I think he's got to score from there, at least hit the target. Clever set piece from TFC2. Want something off the training ground. Endo goes short to Chapman, gets it back. It just shifts the position of the Riverhound defenders. Ben Spencer finds some space. He just gets underneath it. He needs to be attacking it. He heads it from a standing jump, Wheels.
That was well executed. That will be something the coaching staff will like to see. That's a setup play. That's a design play. And you want the ball in the head of the 6'4" big man on the back post. You're right. Needs to do better.
And that probably sums up their season a little bit in recent weeks. Some good play, and they're just not able to finish teams off and stick it in the back of the net.
They're only averaging about one less shot per game than Pittsburgh, but it's just in the finishing where it's the big difference. Herzog has scored 6 on the year. No other Pittsburgh player has more than 4. Or more than 2, I should say. No TFC player has more than 1 goal in the year. Good switch by James. Good box-to-box midfielder.
Real stylish player. I like him. Moves the ball quickly. Good awareness. Comfortable on the ball. Both the midfielders, him and Pereira, are finding nice areas to play. And they both look to play forward as well in possession, which I like.
Pereira just starting to settle into the team, has been a very good distributor of the ball, classy on his left foot.
Yeah, more of a destroyer. I think you'll see James play.
Morgan to his left. Spencer doesn't finish his run. Finds Ben Spencer, but he was in an offside position, let it go. A little bit of a miscommunication there, but certainly the best move of Toronto FC's match thus far.
Yeah, good change of pace from Chapman. Drives at the back 4. Abubakar does quite well in the end. I think if Spencer touches it, He's offside. Yeah. Leaves it, lets it go to Ashton Morgan. Ashton Morgan doesn't expect it. He's on his heels a little bit, but good defending from Abubakar.
Jay Chapman continues to be the player that pulls the strings. Here as we're through 13 minutes of football. Good to have you on board. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dudfield with you.
It's not easy for Jay Chapman Wheels being with the first team, now coming down to TFC too, especially mentally. That's the biggest challenge for him today. And so far, I think he's really embraced the occasion, and he's been a leader out there for the TFC2 young players.
Sabasa Endo came off the worst on that challenge. Defender came through behind, stretching it out. Looks like he's still trying to shake it off. We'll monitor that situation.
This turf is so unforgiving. Any sort of knock or when you plant your foot, it's very difficult.
Good ball, Morgan to Spencer. Endo dancing. That foot's fine. To James. Tainter to his right. Better from Toronto FC. Spencer, heavy touch on that turn.
That's the butt service he needs, right into his feet. I can see what he was trying to do. He's trying to roll the center half there. Just gets away from him.
Ball out of touch for another Pittsburgh throw. It's a competitive competitive table in the USL right now. 3 teams on 15 points. Pittsburgh's on one of those teams. And are just on the outside of the playoff picture by nature of goal differential. Cavalluzzo goes long. Well done by Spencer to Endo. Chapman again with a burst of speed. Good ball. Elseth in an offside position. Flag goes up.
Nice move for TFC2 there. All starts with a good header from Ben Spencer. Knocks it back to Chapman. Chapman doesn't, under pressure, panic. He's composed. Again, just takes the ball into space. Elseth shouldn't be offside there, Wheels. He just needs to time his run.
Want to see the connection between Chapman and Spencer come together. It's like they're going at 2 different speeds. And it's very difficult for a player like Chapman picking up the speed, then having to slow it down with a bigger striker that wants the ball to be a little bit more, I guess, straightforward to his feet rather than into space.
The way the team's set up, I think it's get the ball into Ben Spencer, who's your focal player. He'll go back to Chapman and then look to find either balls into Elseth or Endo making runs from deep.
Good recovery run by Ashton Morgan as Herzog played the wonderful through ball to Duffy.
A couple of big tackles from Morgan early on, showing no ill effects of that foot injury which kept him out for 6 weeks.
Ball boy got that one. Hope he's okay. Oh, Endo read that well. Here we go, 2-on-3. Endo, will he challenge Abubakar as Elseth coming, supporting to his right. Finds him. Spencer picks it up. Left foot. Great block by the defender. But another moment where Toronto FC jumping on sloppiness from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Ball played long, gets held up in the wind. Brendan Aubrey does well, has played more minutes than any other TFC2 player on the season. The first round super draft pick in MLS. Settling in, didn't play the last time out, but good to see him back out there tonight. Okai, the Ghanaian, with all kinds of time in the middle of the park. TFC's fine with this conceding possession, playing on the counter. I think this is the best way forward for the group.
Shape-wise, I think they look very good. It's almost like they're waiting for a mistake from the Riverhounds and they're all over it. And because the balance is so good, they're able to spring in transition, just like on that previous attack where Endo picked out Ben Spencer, and it was a very good block from Jack.
Flag goes up for offside again. A shout out to our friends watching on USL.com south of the border. Pittsburgh, got to be jealous of that city, the way the Pittsburgh Penguins are playing right now.
Stadium, I've never been to Pittsburgh. The stadium on the river,
it's beauty.
The football club looks beautiful.
One of my favorite cities south of the border. They actually have a traveling supporter who's made the trip up here to the Toronto area, wearing the scarf, was pitch side earlier before the match.
There's
good to see that. We got to start going on the road, Terry. Mitchell plays the long ball. Duffy, the wingbacks like to get forward for this Pittsburgh team. Pereira, James. TFC2 gets her foot on the ball. Not much help coming in terms of from the higher players. Endo, Spencer, those back players for TFC2 isolated. And they just need to play the ball long. You almost want that player to check into space and help them out a little bit.
Yeah, it was a couple of short passes to then go long between the lines. Endo was in a good position. Unfortunately, Mitch Tainter didn't see him. Both teams passing extremely well. It's been very clean, which isn't easy on this surface.
No.
It's slow, it's sticky.
Pereira. Difficult ask for Bosco, but he gets there. Ashton Morgan cuts inside. Chapman inside the area, cuts it back. Endo just behind the player.
Oh, he just needs to leave it. If he dummies it there, Brian James had made a great run from midfield. That attack all starts, though, with some brave play from Boskovic.
Flag's gone up for offside, but here's Chapman. Does a good job. 2 players on him, draws the attention of 2 players. There's Endo, just a little bit behind him. Good defending in fairness by the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Yeah, any quality right now coming from TFC2 is coming through Jay Chapman. Great little cut back. It's a heavy touch from Endo, but if he would have checked his shoulder, that little bit of awareness, Brian James had made a great run on the edge of the box.
Boskovic. Spencer pressuring Jack. High foot. Spencer doesn't like it. Free kick, Pittsburgh.
Ben Spencer, he's overcome a real tough, almost career-ending injury. Overcome a bad knee injury. Was out for almost 18 months. Made his debut for TFC2, for the first team, against Ottawa. Against Columbus. Set up one of the goals in a 5-0 win. Gradually, each game, he's getting better and better. He's moving, looks a little bit quicker, working his socks off up top for the team.
Difficult for the Pittsburgh strikers with that ball being held up so much of the wind. Herzog swings and misses. Thompson does well to win that back outside the foot. James gets in the way. Little scrambly inside. Free kick coming up for TFC. Quickly taken. Chapman. Good ball. Morgan tried to come around to get that. Right idea from Jay Chapman. Endo, all kinds of pressure. That has to be a foul. Yes. Okai used his hands, threw Endo out of the way. Free kick from a good spot, especially with this win for Toronto FC too.
Great press from Endo. Comes over from the right-hand side. Okai hadn't checked his shoulder, and he just nicks it off him. Definitely a foul.
Boskovic going forward. Tainter, Aubrey, Spencer. All on the far post.
A little bit too straight for me. I'd like to see it go out wide first before it goes into the box.
Play it short. Brian James, Ashton Morgan's to the left. Endo puts it right inside. Boskovic just can't get there in time.
Great ball from Endo. Flat, lots of pace on it, whips it. Just again, too straight.
Fans and supporters, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Chapman does well again, linking up with Ashton Morgan on his bike. Duffy defends that well. Gets a foot on that. Ash is going to let that run for another throw. You can tell those 2 Canadian players have played together before, Terry. Good connection.
Great spot wheels. Those 2 definitely have a connection. And I think Chapman plays at his best when he's got runners around him.
Yes.
He's a player that'll spring others. He's got great vision. And
Spencer inside to Chapman. Tries to cut that back. Sorry to cut you off, Terry, but...
No, I'm used to it.
But that's what they want to do. Use Spencer as the target man and play off him. Here comes Pittsburgh the other way. Pereira does well to put some pressure on that. Parks plays that inside. Back to Parks inside the area. And Cavaluzzo with the big kick save. Best scoring chance for the Riverhounds on the night.
Nice combination play between Hollingsworth and Parks. Parks shows his strength and his power. He's direct. He Great play down the right-hand side, and Cavalluzzo does extremely well to stand up and hold his ground.
Here's Spencer. As the pace of this match continues to pick up. Nothing doing for Spencer. Wisely plays it back to Pereira. So Cavalluzzo coming up big in the 23rd minute. Great save for the Canadian keeper. Little bit of a breakdown down Toronto FC 2's left-hand side. Terry?
Yeah, after some good play, TFC2 going forward, they just get caught on the counter a little bit. It's important that you're switched on at all points. Hollingsworth slides Parks through. Good first touch from him. He hits it across the keeper as you should, but Cavalluzzo gets his angle spot on.
Yeah, Parks got in behind Boskovic. If you're Aubrey, and this is what young players will learn, you almost need to cheat and be able to read that, sniff that play out a little bit quicker.
Yeah, you don't want to be reacting. It's too quick. You have to be proactive.
Here's Chapman to Morgan. All kinds of space down the left-hand side into the area. That's off a Riverhounds defender, and another TFC 2 corner kick coming up.
TFC2 again looking dangerous down that left-hand side. Ashton Morgan cuts in with it. He just needs to pick that right pass, just delays a little bit, which allows the Riverhounds to collapse in that box.
Tsubasa Endo. Last time he went short. Let's see what he does this time. In-swinging kick coming up. That's inside the area. That's Jay Chapman who got his head on that. Straight into the arms of Mitchell. Really good scoring chance for Toronto FC2 there.
As we take another look at it here, excellent delivery from Endo. It's flat, it's got pace on it, the wind's bringing it in. Chapman just steps back 2 yards. It's tough to get too much power on it, directs it at the goalkeeper, Mitchell.
Did well to step back and read that, find the proper space, and have a scoring chance. Nice work, Chapman again. That connection has been impressive thus far. Chapman and Morgan doing very well here tonight.
Yeah, at the moment they've got Duffy on toast. He doesn't know whether to stick or twist the right fullback for the Riverhounds. Anytime he gets close to Ashton Morgan's running in behind. Then if he drops off of Ashton Morgan, Ashton's got the ability to whip balls into the box for fun.
TFC2 have really come into this game. That chance for the Riverhounds for Parks a few moments ago came against the run of play. This has been all red.
It's important, though, when you're playing well like this, that you capitalize, that you've got something to show for it.
Herzog. Goes all the way back to Washington. Inside to Okai. Good switch, Duffy. Still Morgan's there. Chapman's there. Good defensive support for TFC. Ball played over the top. Boskovic loses his man again. Inside the area, Herzog beats Tainter to it. Tainter just did enough to throw Herzog off into the hands of Cavalluzzo.
Clever near post run from Herzog. I've seen him score a couple goals like that this year. He just takes Tainter away to then get across the near post. On the right-hand side, Hollingsworth's causing some problems. Great ball into the near post.
Yeah, Boskovic needs to be a little careful, doesn't he? He's pinching, he's watching the play a little bit too much, and the ball's being played over the top behind him.
It's difficult when you play in a back three.
Oh, here's a giveaway. Herzog in alone, skies that over the net. The top scorer for the Riverhounds wastes a golden goal-scoring opportunity.
He has to score there. What Brendan Aubrey's doing, I don't know. A big center half. You can't try to flick it over Herzog's leg there. You need to just go through that ball, win everything. Herzog's clean through one-on-one. Just tries to smash it into the back of the net. At that point, he just needs to pass it past Cavalluzzo. Cavalluzzo, to be fair to him, is off his line quick.
Aubrey let off the hook right there as Herzog with a sensational miss. 9 out of 10 times that's in the back of the net. TFC2 will take that though.
These are the defensive laps Jason Penn's talking about that you can't make. How can Greg Vanny trust him at the next level when you're doing things like that?
Chapman on the right foot. Tries to play at far post. That ball just sails with the wind. Chapman frustrated.
TFC2 really get away with one there.
Soccer fans and supporters, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. That wind is causing all kinds of problems. Abubakar gets a foot on it. This is going to be another TFC 2 corner kick.
Good pressure again from Endo. He's working extremely hard for the team defensively.
Endo's going to take this set piece as well.
You might be better having Ashton Morgan come over wheels with an in-swiggle with the wind on your left foot.
Make it difficult for the goalkeeper, Mitchell. Endo to take, he goes short. James. Herrera, back out to Endo. Far post, good ball. Oh, what a save by Mitchell off the post. Where's goal line technology? Wonderful ball to the back post. It's the captain, Tainter. Coming so close. How did that stay out?
What a save from Mitchell. I think he does just enough to put it onto the post. Excellent ball again from Endo with his left foot. Tainter does everything right at the back post.
We're going to take another look at that. What a chance. I didn't think much was going to come from that corner kick, to be honest. It was slow developing when Endo decided to go short, but it comes back on his foot. That's an outstanding ball by Endo to the back post. Tainter gets there straight off the post, comes and touches the goalkeeper, and Abubakar clears. Good look there, some great camera work by our crew, as that ball clearly didn't go past the line.
No, Tainter heads it down. Maybe could have gone across Mitchell, but Mitchell stands his ground, makes himself big, and just does enough to put it onto the post.
Well, both teams with glorious goal-scoring chances, still 0-0 here through, well, we're in the 30th minute. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. You can share your thoughts at WheelerTSN, at Terry_Dunfield on Twitter.
Both Chapman and Endo definitely give the team a huge lift going forward.
Yes.
Both at work rate, but especially in their quality.
Quality of the service, their ability to change speeds, change tempo. Look, both players are, I mean, they've looked to be the two most dangerous players on the pitch. Hollingsworth has done well for Pittsburgh as well, but Chapman and Endo certainly making an impression here.
And that's it. They're giving a message to the boss that you know what, I can do a job. I can step up if called upon.
Parks over the top. Aubrey recovers. Herzog plays it over to Hollingsworth. Back to Kerr. Tries to be too cute. Tainter, good read. Back in the hands of the goalkeeper.
Jason and assistant coach Chris Posniak, going through their heads right now. They must be thinking, what do we do have to do to score? Creating again some very good opportunities.
Going to steal a line from Joel Embiid, the basketball player. You got to trust the process, Terry. Trust the process. Aubrey gets stuck in.
That's better. That's what he should have done on the first one.
Here's Parks. Finds some room in behind the back line. Tainter does well to recover. Hollingsworth, Herzog. Tainter again gets his head on it. Good recovery, good read, sliding over. Sees that Aubrey was committed on the challenge.
I like Mitch Tainter. No surprise that he's had minutes with the first team this year. He's progressing nicely since he's come to TFC2. He's versatile. He can play right back. He can play the right side of a three. He could probably play in the center as well.
All kinds of contact there between, looks like Duffy and Pereira. Make that Jack. And Pereira. Alexis Vaughn has done a nice job thus far here tonight. Endo, Spencer. Morgan. James. If this win's gonna stay picked up like this, TFC2 want to capitalize in this half. It's just such a different game when you're playing with the wind at your back. Late challenge by James.
Yeah, sore one there from Parks. Parks just sucks him in with his sucks James in with his first touch, and then just knocks it past him. Definitely a foul.
Yellow card shown. Brian James into the book. Should mention on TFC's bench tonight, backup goalkeeper Mark Pace, Jordan McCrary, Liam Fraser, Luca Uccello, Sergio Camargo, Ryan Telfer, and the Toronto FC first-team striker, Jordan Hamilton. So options for Jason Bent. Here's Okai. Morgan does well to read that, gets there before Duffy. Poor clears, Herzog on the volley. Dipping just a little too late.
We touched on it in our pregame show. He's got the eye for the ambitious, great strike from here. Doesn't even take a touch. Volleys it over, it's dipping. Just misses the top corner.
Poor
Good
touch.
technique from
Yeah,
him.
Morgan puts his hand up. That's the danger spot, right down the middle. Anywhere but down the middle, Terry.
At the moment, defensively, TFC2, they're causing their own problems. At times, they just need to clear their lines. It's okay to just put the ball up, especially when you've got a big player like Ben Spencer who can hold the ball up.
Kerr does well. Okay. Thompson. Good opportunity for some Riverhounds players to get some minutes as some injuries in the team. Thompson tried to sell that. Vaughn wasn't having it whatsoever. Here come TFC. Chapman. Boscovich. Spencer checked. Boscovich goes long. Just a little miscommunication.
In this wind, if you overhit it just a little bit, it's going to run off in behind. You can see the respect that Jay Chapman gets. The center half, Jack, doesn't want to get too close to him because all of a sudden he'll dip his shoulder and go past him.
Mitchell, I always think the pink goalkeeper kit is brave.
I think of Buffon when I think
Yes.
of pink goalkeeper kit.
Juventus pink kits. Herzog. I just say that because it's basically my skin color. I'm so pale, I'm pink. They call it medium rare, Terry.
Salmon.
Salmon, yes. Thompson pushes off, gets away with that. Boubacar all over the back of Spencer. Play allowed to continue. Good touch there by Big Ben.
Yeah, great little ball around the corner.
Jack gets taken down by Spencer. Vaughn just letting them play. I like this. Good switch. All Seth.
The problem is, though, is when Ben Spencer drops back like that, it's a great switch, and one of his attributes, he loves to link up play, but when Allseth picks up the ball, there's nobody in the box.
Someone's got to get in behind, you're right. Hollingsworth almost got there. Boscovich. Endo. Chapman, good run.
You're in.
He's in. Oh, just poor touch. His touch let him down like a baby elephant. Didn't have it, Terry.
That's being kind. Great movement from Chapman. Just pulls off the defender. Endo splitting pass.
That's a great
and Chapman
ball.
has the quality there.
Oh.
If there's one player on the pitch you want that ball to fall to, it's him. And his touch just lets him down.
It's on a platter. Endo. Tripped up on the ball. There's Jack. Like the way the Kerr plays quickly. It's decisive. Takes a touch, makes the decision. A little bit behind Washington there, but good recovery from the left back. Poor ball by Herzog. 50-50 challenge. Spencer gets the best of that. One-on-one on a Boubacar. Oh, again, that's back-to-back times where a TFC and two players tripped up on the turf. It's one of those things, that's my biggest criticism of the surface. That doesn't happen on grass because it's more forgiving.
That's a good point there, but I do like to see Ben Spencer being positive, taking the player on. It just gets away from him a little bit. I was waiting for the trick to come. It doesn't quite happen. Good defending from Mitch Tainer. Gets tight to Herzog, which causes a turnover.
Morgan. One-on-one on Duffy. What can he do? Dances. Oh, tried the salad.
Tried the little nutmeg
Tried
there.
to go through the legs. James. A little bit too narrow.
Yeah, in recent weeks, TFC2 have been better at that. They haven't been putting balls into the box. They've been finishing their attacks off, getting in behind. I don't like to see that from Brian James. He can build the ball up, be patient with it.
Tainter as well to bring it inside. Where's his option? James. Boscovich. Both Alseth and Morgan playing exceptionally high. James and Pereira both playing deep. It's almost like you only need one of them deep, and one of them needs to kick on a little bit, Terry.
And it's causing the Riverhounds problems because they're playing so high, which are occupying the two fullbacks, and it's creating a ton of space in midfield for Endo and Chapman to get on the ball. The two center halves do not want to come out like that with them.
Endo looks to go over the top. Kai on the counter. Bosco didn't know much about that. Comes off his hand. That's a little harsh.
Yeah, Hollingsworth took him short to go in behind. He just lost him there, grabbed his jersey. That's why the referee Vaughn's given a foul.
I think Jason Bent and company are happy with the way the first half has played out.
I think he'll be extremely happy. They played some very good stuff going forward. It's been intricate. It's been slick. It's been quick. The tempo's been good. They just need that elusive goal right now, Wheels. Defensively, I think they've been solid when they're in their shape. Just need to sort of knock those lapses of concentration out of their game.
Well held up by Spencer. Was 1 on 5 at Pereira and lost in translation, misses his mark.
Big Ben Spencer, he's moving so much better as this year's progressed after coming back from that knee injury.
Okai, switch of play, Abubakar. Wants some help. Washington hasn't really ventured forward tonight. Finally goes forward a little bit too late. Aubrey comes through the back of Herzog, free kick.
Yeah, he doesn't need to foul him there. He's got him going away from goal. He's got him going exactly where he wants. It just puts his foot in. Herzog's quite clever. He draws that contact and wins a foul.
Okai in for Green tonight. Jack stepping up, a big boy. Ashton, well read. Parks. Inside to Herzog. Goes over the top. Still work to do for Elseth. Half clearance, only as far as Washington. Challenges Chapman on the ground. Herzog, he's drawn out of position. Well done, good recovery defensively for Toronto FC, pushing Pittsburgh back. Jack, Okai, Duffy, or I should say Parks, now Duffy. Parks really drops deep at times. Both him and Herzog take turns dropping deep, getting involved in the midfield. Takes some discipline for the defenders to either switch off their man or communicate and rotate appropriately.
Yeah, and I think TFC too are dealing with it well. Both Pereira and Brian James are in good positions, just screening the back three. Communication's so important. They're almost like a double pivot in midfield, but up front where one comes in and one goes short. One, sorry, comes short and one goes long.
Spencer can't connect with Endo. Chapman did a good job again finding the big man. Here's Jay. Herzog over the top. Hollingsworth in between two defenders, goes down. No call.
Ooh, I think that's a free
Alexis
kick for me.
Vaughn looked to the assistant referee for help. Flag didn't go up. Bosco and Aubrey, very lucky boys there.
Great run from Hollingsworth. He's everywhere. He covers so much ground. He's extremely quick. He runs right between the two center halves.
Marshall Hollingsworth, 2 goals on the year.
Yeah, it was a great ball from
Herzog.
First touch is good.
Good call. Looks like he went down a little bit easy, Terry. A little bit easy. I know it's windy here, but you got to stay up, young man. When
you go in at that pace zone, the slightest bit of contact will put you over. Possibly an arm on his back. Not as blatant as I first thought.
Yes. At first glance, I was with you, but I'll trust our help on the replay. Here comes Washington, a rare time he bursts forward with some pace. Here's Parks, gets it on the left foot. Aubrey stands him up. Herzog, Hollingsworth, well done by Tainter. Kept the hands tucked in as well.
Great brave defending from Mitch Taintor. It would have been easy to drop off him and let him put that cross in. He's right on him. He doesn't let Hollingsworth get that ball into the box. Just before that, though, sorry, Wheels.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good movement from the left back to, Washington to get forward.
TFC needs to do well to see out this first half of play.
It's so important when you're playing a back three. If you're going to go and really commit and step forward, that you do win it, because you leave a ton of space in behind.
Good ball again inside. They're very comfortable passing and playing through tight spaces. Here's Jack again, asking for help, not getting much. Parks, good turn. Steps around James. James needs to be careful on a caution. Morgan comes in, Pereira slides in, flag goes up, free kick coming up. Referee tried to play advantage, wasn't any, and free kick here in the dying minutes of the first half of play.
The big man Parks, he's difficult to defend. He's extremely, shall I say, direct, and he attacks players. I don't think, I don't want to be too harsh on it. I'm not sure he knows exactly what he's going to do with it, and that makes him difficult, that unpredictability to defend. He almost sort of bundles past players.
Free kick coming up, in swinging kick into the wind, goes short to Okai. Back out wide into the area, headed clear by Brian James. TFC, the back line needs to get up, force them out. Playing very deep right now, Terry. Like, at a chance like that, you clear it to half, limit the space.
Yeah, I think at this stage, they're only a minute away from halftime. They're being a little bit safe. They're not trying to be, could be a little bit braver. Once that ball goes forward to Ben Spencer, at times he's on an island a little bit.
But when you get caught too deep, I mean, the wind is in your favor. It's going to hold the ball up naturally. You shouldn't be that worried about the ball being played in over the top.
And that says to me the team's just a little bit tentative, and that's possibly down to their form a little bit.
Abubakar sloppy challenge on Tsubasa Endo. Good opportunity as we head into time added on here in the first half of play.
Delivery so far from Endo has been excellent as well. Great spot for a free kick.
Fourth official just heard him say to Dave Brandt, the Pittsburgh manager, no time added on. So this might be the last touch, last chance of the first 45. Endo. He's been good on his service from set pieces all night. Mitchell came to the rescue once. Will be called into action again. Here's Endo. Right into the mixer. Chapman just can't get there. Taintor, poor touch of the ball. That's out.
Great ball again. Real brave header from Jack right in the middle of it. Sticks his head in where it might hurt.
So a first half of play, both teams with chances. Herzog, a golden goal scoring opportunity on an Aubrey mistake. And the other way, Mitchell Taintor on the far post, puts it off the post. Mitchell to the rescue. Overall, Terry, both teams unlucky not to find the back of the net.
Yeah, both sides are playing some really good football. In particular, TFC too. I think Jason Bent will be the happier of the two managers. Playing some very good football going forward. They just need to sort of knock those errors out defensively, those defensive laps. When they're in their shape, they look very compact and difficult to break down.
So chances given, chances not taken up here at the Ontario Soccer Centre. Through the first 45 minutes of play, it's Toronto FC 2, no score. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds, no score. We'll be back with our halftime show and halftime thoughts in a few moments' time. You're watching USL Soccer on USLsoccer.com.
Get the latest TFC and TFC2 news on the go. Download the TFC mobile app to get instant highlights, player information, live match scores, and more. Download it now from your phone's app store. For groups of 10 or more, visit tfc2.ca or call 416-815-5555. 2513 to secure your $8 ticket. Fans, thank you for attending tonight's match for TFC2. Stay updated on TFC2.ca or follow us on Facebook and Twitter at TorontoFC2. Tonight we welcome Anthony's Espresso, Fresco Poutine Stand, and Captain Cone's Ice Cream. Visit Anthony's Espresso equipment inside the front gate for free espresso and $2 espresso, granita, and slushies. For more information, visit online at anthonysespresso.com. Proud partner of TFC2. Fubu Homes and Trento Kia are giving every fan a chance to win a 2017 Kia Soul. Enter online today by visiting tfc2contest.ca. Test drive a car at Trento Kia and receive tickets to another TFC2 match this season. And of course, if you're looking to buy a home in the GTA and the Vaughan area, look up FubuHomes.com, the #1 real estate team in the York region. As part of Young Reds Day, all fans ages 14 and under are invited to the pitch to take a penalty kick, just like the pros. We ask that fans meet by the main gates following the conclusion of tonight's match. 8 Toronto FC players have been named to the fan voting ballot for the 2017 MLS All-Star Game. Be sure to vote your Reds in at MLSsoccer.com.
Welcome back to the Ontario Soccer Centre. No score after 45 minutes of play between Toronto FC2 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, but chances aplenty for both sides. Gareth Wheeler and former Toronto FC and Canadian international midfielder Terry Dunfield with you. How's my hair? It's a windy night. It's
Beautiful.
I feel like a dog's breakfast, but the quality out there has been much better tonight. Toronto FC2 and their head coach Jason Bent, I mean, they're looking for a result. They haven't won since their first game of the year, but you have to be happy overall with the way that the team has played in the build-up. Unfortunately, the finish just hasn't been there, Terry.
Yeah, I thought in particular TFC2 looked very good going down the left-hand side. Yes. Jay Chapman, Ashton Morgan. Up top, Ben Spencer. He's been good holding the ball up. And Endo's set-piece delivery's been excellent. Here we see him whip a ball into the back post. Ben Spencer just gets underneath it.
Ben Spencer, he's the target man, but it's really been the players around him in Endo and Chapman that have been impressive coming down from Toronto FC tonight.
Yeah, Chapman's quality's been different class. He's been a step above many on that pitch.
Some physical play in the middle of the park and some chances for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. A couple times Pittsburgh's looked very dangerous coming down their right-hand side.
Yeah, TFC2 have caused their own problems, whether it's giving the ball away or not winning tackles like that. Aubrey has to go through it. This is the Riverhounds' best chance. Herzog smashes it over, just clips the crossbar there.
Herzog with 6 goals on the year, couldn't make it, lucky number 7. Another chance from set piece. Jay Chapman, of all players, getting on that.
And here's TFC2's best chance. After a corner goes short, Mitch Tainer at the back post, heads it down, does everything he's supposed to. Mitchell and net does just enough to touch onto the post.
Herzog, quick reaction there as well, trying to capitalize on the Ashton Morgan missing. Great ball by Endo again to guess who? Jay Chapman just couldn't get a good touch on the ball.
I put my mortgage on Jay Chapman there, taking a cleaner touch. Just gets away from him there. Another great ball from Endo.
So those were the first half highlights, but overall, Toronto FC2 did very well to control the game, especially during the middle portion of that first half of play. If you're head coach Jason Bent, are you preaching just trust the process, or do you want to see something different in the second 45?
No, very much so. And one of the toughest things in soccer is to say, can you go out there and do that again? Can you put in another performance like that for 45 minutes? This half, they won't have the wind at their backs. They'll be going into the wind, but it was excellent from TFC2. Some of their best stuff they've played so far this season.
Now, they just need to find those elusive goals. Only 3 in the year, looking for more in the second half of play, and they're going to be going into this hurricane of a wind coming your way in the second 45. No score between TFC2 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Second half action coming up next. You're watching USL Soccer on USLsoccer.com.
Each of our contestants will walk around the center circle. When the music stops, they'll run to the middle, take a ball, and dribble it to the closest to try to score. Once the ball has completely entered the goal, they'll run back toward the center and pick up a cone. And of course, the last person back who does not pick up a cone will be eliminated. So we have...
Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey. She's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Language and cheer in a respectful manner. Any patrons entering the playing field will be subject to immediate prosecution. Please be aware that balls may be hit into the stands at a high rate of speed. And if a ball goes into the stands, please return it to the nearest ball kid or stadium staff member. Please deposit all garbage and recycling into the bin nearest to you. If you participate in unruly behavior or throw objects onto the playing field, you will be immediately escorted from the stadium. Fans, please use proper concourses and walkways and refrain from climbing over seats and barriers. The Ontario Soccer Centre is a smoke-free facility. For all future events, please keep in mind that outside food and beverages, umbrellas, and large bags are not permitted at the Ontario Soccer Centre. Your consideration and cooperation is appreciated. And fans, if you visited the new USLsoccer.com, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Follow @USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. All USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today.
A proper half of football here at the Ontario Soccer Centre. No score between Toronto FC 2 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. Both teams getting shots towards target. 5-4 in favor of Pittsburgh. Possession 45%. Or 54%, I should say, for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, completing about 50 more passes than Toronto FC. But TFC 2 with 12 crosses to just 2 for Pittsburgh. A lot of this has to do with the conditions tonight, and I hate harping on them, but you're playing into a massive wind if you're Pittsburgh. They were forced to keep it on the ground, work it in a different way, where TFC played a little bit more direct. We might see both teams change their tactics a little bit come the second half, Terry.
Yeah, TFC sat back a little bit. They relinquished possession. They allowed Pittsburgh to have it, and I thought they were comfortable. Pittsburgh didn't really get in behind them and hurt them. Their only opportunities came from probably what you call TFC2 mistakes. TFC hit them on the counter. They were very quick in transition. In particular, Ashton Morgan on the left-hand side, and I thought Jay Tapman and Endo were excellent in midfield.
Taking a look at the heat map, I mean, all the action was down Pittsburgh's right, TFC2's left. Chapman and Endo, the two assignees from Toronto FC. I mean, they both made an impression in the first half, which could do really good things for not only TFC2, but their confidence with TFC as well.
For sure. I think they've also given a lift to other players around them, and that's very important. I think with their performances so far today, not only are they getting important match minutes in, but they're also saying to Greg Vanny and the first team coaching staff, hey, you know what? You can rely on me. I can do a job. I'm ready.
Subasa Endo in particular, what we've noticed is they tried to play him with Toronto FC on the right side of defense, that right side of position where Stephen Banisher plays. A lot of defensive responsibilities. Tonight, Terry, just when he plays much more further up the field, plays an attack, he's so much more comfortable.
He really is. Playing on the right side of a midfield five or as a wing back for the first team hasn't really quite worked for him. It's difficult. You definitely have a defensive aspect to the game. He's at his best when he's given the freedom to just go play, dictate things. I think both him and Chapman are causing the two center halves for Pittsburgh tonight, Jack and Abubakar, tons of problems because they don't really want to come into that pocket of space to pick them up, and they're very good at receiving the ball on the half turn.
So we're looking for a match winner here tonight. Pittsburgh are playing without a couple of the regular players. Abuchi Obinwa not playing, and a gentleman by the name of Brazilian Victor Suto. And the first time that these two teams played, an absolute worldie in the 1-0 win. What a great goal, Terry, by Suto. We're going to take a look at it now. You told me about this goal.
It's as good as a goal you'll see all season in the USL. For the first 22 minutes, 21 and a half minutes, TFC2 were excellent on the day. Suto just gets it out of his feet, lets it rip under a little bit of pressure, just hits the underside of the crossbar to make it look a little bit better. Also, Cavaluzzo diving for it made it look better as well.
Yeah. I wonder if any of these players had that in the locker tonight. Now, if a TFC player playing into this wind in the second half, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hit a ball like that into this wind. They're going to have to play a different game, a much more controlled game on the ground here in the second 45.
I think so. I also, in a player like Jordan Hamilton on the bench, you've got a player who can score goals. He's a proven goal scorer, not only at this level, but also in the MLS. I think his threat in behind could cause Pittsburgh some problems. Whereas Ben Spencer up top, he looks to come short, link play up. I think he's had a good game, but that threat in behind stretching teams is also very important.
Now, we should mention as the sun goes down, he's taking a look at Jay Chapman, speaking with Michael Rabaska, that the wind is actually kind of changing and going a little bit more north-south than east-west. So we'll see if that comes into play. But there's certainly a lot of positive coming from Toronto FC2 in the first half of play, a lot to build off of.
Interesting that the cognitive specialist, Mike Rabaska, is with the team. Not very often he's with the USL team, and possibly because of the tough run of results. Just psychologically, he's able to give some of these younger players a little bit of a boost.
And it's a bye week for Toronto FC as well, so it's good when there's the connection between two teams. I mean, the club is really steadfast on that. We might see Jordan Hamilton in the second half of play, scored a really good goal.
Just with
team goal against Columbus the other week.
In the picture there, you just see Camargo in front of him. He's been excellent in midfield, so a very deep bench. Also players like Sean Hundle, Malik Johnson, they've not even been able to make the bench. They were playing for TFC 3 today away in Windsor with Danny Dichio's team. They drew 0-0.
Head coach Jason Bent, Chris Pozniak and company. A lot to consider here in the second half of play, but overall, so far, so good. but it's that elusive finish. Just 3 goals on the year for Toronto FC too. The thing is, it doesn't do the team justice for what they've been able to create, but you need to find the back of the net to kind of reward yourself, take off the pressure.
Yeah, and when that goal does come, it'll really relieve the pressure, as you said. And as long as you're creating chances and you trust in the process, eventually it will come. And I think the best opportunity, Mitch Tainer, he couldn't have done anything else, maybe gone across the keeper, but TFC, I hate to use that word, have been a little bit unlucky in front of goal.
Here we go, second half underway. No changes for either side, so it is as is. Washington didn't get forward that much in the first half of play, but see how the second half plays out. A high line to start the second half for Toronto FC. Hollingsworth impressive in the first half of play.
One thing that I've been impressed with is well with TFC2 today is it's not easy when you don't play alongside that same player week in, week out. I think the teams look very well organized. They've looked balanced. The distances have been right. There looks to be a lot of continuity to their play tonight.
Free kick given. Kevin Kerr, the captain, having a word, but Hollingsworth pulled back on Chapman. Quickly taken short. Good ball inside. Spencer goes near post. That comes off the goalkeeper, Mitchell. That's a corner kick for Toronto FC. I like how that free kick was taken quickly, played into space, decisive stuff from the Reds.
Clever free kick. I love the quick ones. Finds its way to Spencer, makes a great run. You know what I would have liked to see him do is just cut it back, fake the shot. The center half of Boubacar was committed and just try to cut inside with it.
Endo, good service in the first half. That's in there. Oh, Spencer didn't know much about that. Came off Chapman yet again near post. Spencer just reacted. Comes off his head, shoulder, and over the bar.
Another great ball from Endo into that near post. It's flat, it's got pace on it. Chapman and Boskovic just get in one another's way at the near post there. Bosco gets his body shape all wrong. It just comes to Spencer and he just tries to react to it.
Snake bitten, Terry. Need to start doing some voodoo. Bring in a witch or a wizard. Some dark magic. That's what's needed right now for TFC2.
So important, though, the back three now, and Pereira just sort of sat in front of them. Stay concentrated and focused, and that they don't get hit in transition or on the counter.
Elset does well. He's on the ball as Endo to his right, plays it. Endo's service has been great all night long. Plays it, far post. He's going to run on to the foot of Ashton Morgan. Takes a touch. Tries to step by Duffy, does well. Ashton's got that quick step. He loves to play the ball down the line, get in deep behind the defender.
I used to love playing with him. I probably played 50 first-team games with him. When he has that ball, you know that ball's going to go into the box. And as a midfielder, you can always gamble.
Ash.
Commentator's curse.
Iron. Yeah, came out with the sandwich there. Ashton saying, my bad. Still working his way back into full fitness. Supporters stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Turn into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times.
There's a great little sequence there where the team just a touch disjointed. Endo's working his socks off. So's Chapman and Ben Spencer up top to press the back four. But as they're pressing, getting their heads down, the back three are dropping. They're too far disconnected. When the center half's heads are down for the Riverhounds, the back three of TFC2 can really press high and condense the pitch.
Good shout. Ball go out? It's been a while since Toronto FC scored a goal, since Friday, May 19th. A little bit of a drought. This is an international break, so no TFC this week. Canada is in action in Montreal this coming week against Curacao. Among the players in the mix for the Canadian men's national team. Raheem Edwards, for the first time, a former TFC2 player from a year ago, has done a nice job with the first team this year, and Jonathan Osorio back in the mix as well.
Yeah, he started, he was here, I watched him play a ton in the USL last year for TFC2 on the left-hand side, and really developed playing all those games, and he's made the step up to the first team so far this year, and he's been excellent. Definitely deserves his Canada call-up.
Just shows you what can happen if you're given a shot when the time is right and you're brought along with patience and purpose.
For sure, and I love it in soccer how quickly things can change. He was playing here in the USL in front of 500 people, and now he's playing in front of almost 30,000 at BMO week in, week out, causing tons of problems. He's playing that well that Greg Vanny's finding it difficult to leave him out of the team, and he's soon to be now a Canadian international.
Wish them all the best. Canadian women's national team in action at BMO Field tomorrow afternoon against Costa Rica. And the Gold Cup coming up next month as well. So plenty of football and plenty of USL content and players taking part with their respective national teams. Mark Anthony Kay, Louisville, with the Canadian men's national team.
Ex-TFC2 player.
Jackson Amel.
He's been in excellent form up front for the Montreal Impact. And it's great to see my mate Patrice Bernier at 37-38 still involved with the Canadian national team.
Chapman done well, best player in the park tonight. Switches the play. Alseth, he's be a little bit more direct in his run, but Chapman pulling the strings.
Alseth and Endo brought all the Riverhound defenders that way. Chapman, his vision's normally excellent. There's a great cut ball back to Ben Spencer if he would have seen it.
Tainter. Boubacar does well. Gets in front of Spencer. It's a big ask, a big man. Endo, Chapman. Pereira, very patient player. Chapman pulls that back. Good read. Finds Elseth. Far post. Morgan's there. Lets that run. Morgan's got to get to that ball.
Yeah, I don't think he fancied it with the big center half Jack going up there. Some great interplay through the middle of the park. Chapman eventually goes out wide to Alseth. Excellent ball into the box from him.
Pereira. Been very impressed with Jay Chapman. Has seen some time on the bench after struggling the first leg of the Canadian Cup against Ottawa, but this is the type of response that you want to see from a very young player.
Exactly. He'd be itching to get back out on that BMO pitch. I thought he was very good in his first appearance of the year away in Seattle.
Yeah, me too.
And then against Ottawa in the first leg, he gives away a real sloppy ball, a square pass which gets cut out and eventually leads to a goal.
Here's Herzog inside the box. Nowhere close, and a goal kick coming up for TFC2. I think Chapman's been very good. That's why I think that was kind of an anomaly. It was just a bad night all around for TFC.
Yeah, he now needs to earn the manager's trust, and playing like this is exactly what the reaction that Greg Vanny will have wanted. He's a different type of player to what TFC at the club really have. He's comfortable in possession. He can sort of finish moves off. He's got an excellent range of passing.
There you go again. And that ball just get caught up in the wind. But
what a great player, Gareth, for him to learn off as well. A player like Victor Vasquez, who's I guess a similar type of player.
Brian James Spencer lets that run. Poor decision. Need to hold that ball up. It's a great point. Chapman plays a very similar position to Victor Vasquez, and he's a very popular player within the team as well. TFC2 started very well here the first 9 minutes of the second half of play. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you as the sun's going down in the greater Toronto area. We're about 20 minutes north of downtown Toronto. Ashton Morgan.
See, with Ben Spencer again deep, Ashton's looking to place someone in behind, and there's just no red shirt up there at all.
Jack, slow to get up after that challenge on Ash. Okay. Well read by Tainter. Pittsburgh very sloppy out of the gate. James, Spencer, Chapman. Good read. Kerr stays with him. Ash is a little bit slow in support there. Needs to show, let him know that he's there. Chapman was running around in a maze.
A good point there. I think Ash came out wide to sort of create a little bit of space, and Chapman just didn't have quite enough pace to go past Kerr there. Kerr tracks him well.
Well read by Herrera. Endo. Oyvind Elseth was about to get a job at a bank before he was drafted by Toronto FC, and the Super Draft impressed over the course of preseason. Earned himself a contract.
I like him, a real consistent player. You know exactly what you're going to get from him. Again, another versatile player. He actually won the PDL with the assistant coach, Chris Pozniak, at KW United in 2015.
Morgan. Frustration setting in for the TFC left back. Seems to fight through it a little bit.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit discouraged. Last time he tried to take Duffy on, wasn't able to get past him, didn't fancy him in a one-on-one duel, takes the easy option, tries to whip a ball into the box. He was isolated there, should have taken Duffy on.
Chapman, wonderful skill.
So smooth in possession.
Great ball by Endo. Those two leaving their print on the match. Better ball by Endo that time, just behind Spencer. Well won by James. Let's see if Pittsburgh can put their foot on the ball for a minute. He's giving it straight back to the team in red.
At the moment for the Riverhounds, it's just a little bit too narrow.
It's a dog's breakfast, if you will.
Say it how it is.
Duffy came straight through Morgan. Morgan's got to be feeling it a bit. Jack's come through the back of him. Duffy's come through the back of him. Those are big defenders back there, too. Players warming up for TFC. McCrary, Fraser, Cello, Camargo, Hamilton, Telfer.
Ashton's yet to go 90 minutes since his comeback, possibly tonight, but might be the night.
I think this is a game where Jordan Hamilton can really do something. Just his pace, very quick. Just a challenge, maybe give a different look for TFC2 up front.
Scored a great goal the other day against the Columbus Crew when he came off the bench. Nice header at the back post.
Match official Alexis Vaughn wants that retaken. Toronto FC needs to start collecting some points, Terry, and do so in a hurry.
They do.
Still a lot of games to go. You're still very much in the mix in terms of the playoff picture, like even though you've only won one game.
It's important to win games, and that really is, it comes down from the president, Bill Manning, and winning is important, but there's also another mandate for this team, and it's developing players for the first team. So it's a difficult job for Jason Ben, but at some point the team does need to start winning.
Great tackle by Bosco. Just completely stuck Kerr. Morgan misses his mark in between two TFC2 players. Here comes Pereira. Kerr maybe still stinging from that previous challenge. Endo. Smart play, keeping it. Chapman, nice touch. Dancing inside. Desperation clearance from Abubakar. Here comes TFC in waves. Tainter. Elseth, good ball. Inside, there's Endo. Back of the net. Tsubasa Endo! And Toronto FC 2 takes a 1-0 lead.
Great move from TFC2. It actually comes from the second phase. Some good work from Chapman. He doesn't quite come off for him. In the end, it goes out wide. Mitch Tainter steps up, and it's an excellent weight of his path. Great slide ball here for Allseth to run onto. Allseth picks out Endo at the near post. Great run to the near post, and a real clinical finish. That's a tricky one, trying to finish it where the ball's coming across your body.
The first goal for Toronto FC 2 since May 19th. The goalless streak has come to an end. We can all take a deep breath. What a good feeling for not only Sebastian Endo, but this TFC2 team. And to score that way, Terry. The goal was coming. TFC have been dominant over the first 50 minutes as Brian James coming off, Jordan Hamilton coming on for TFC2.
Some very good. Just whipping the ball into the box, but no, he picks out Endo at the near post. Endo scored his last goal for TFC's first team against Ottawa with a similar sort of run to the near post where Victor Vasquez picks him out and he scores with his head. TFC2 definitely deserved that.
So a little bit of a change of setup or system for TFC2 as Hamilton and Spencer are both out-and-out strikers. We'll see what the shape looks like. Still three at the back. But Jason Ben, I love a coach being aggressive. Pittsburgh has just been poor for 15 minutes. Toronto FC been coming in waves. I said it right before the goal. Desperation clearance from Pittsburgh. Tainer does well to start that. Elseth picks a pass and a great run by Endo. A lot to like when it comes to that finish.
I love that from Endo. Any young players watching the broadcast, it's so important that you make that movement to the near post. You might not always get it, but so many goals are scored with that little burst of pace to the near post.
Oh, a little bit of a mix-up and a sensational miss in front of goal. Tainter and Aubrey, some miscommunication. The players come together. It fell to Duffy and just a dirty finish, and I don't even mean in a good way. That was ugly. He was almost surprised that the ball came to him, Terry.
Yeah, mix up between the two center halves for TFC2.
Oh.
Lands kindly to Duffy, and he looks like a right back there, which he is. Just can't get over top of it. He needs to just hit it down into the turf, and he probably scores.
What a miss. Duffy
again defensively wheels. TFC2 causing themselves their own problems.
Richie Duffy's gonna have nightmares tonight.
He just duffs it. That was too easy.
Well played. In fairness, Tainer and Aubrey need to be much better just communicating. Center back Aubrey, not his first mistake on the night.
Yeah, I think Mitch Tainer, he's the one who's coming onto it. He needs to give him
Call
a
him
shout.
off.
Yeah, and he's the player who clears it.
Washington into Herzog, heads that down. Flag goes up, offside.
Yeah, just offside. I'm not too sure who Aubrey's screaming at there. He needs to check his shoulder. Herzog's just pulled off him. Fortunately for TFC2, he's offside. Great ball whipped him.
That can be
Thompson.
the difficulty when you play three at the back if you're only defending one striker. And if you're the central player in the three, you need to communicate and make sure that player's marked. Hamilton's strong.
Good point, because as a sort of sweeper in that role, normally the two center halves are the markers, but when the center forward comes onto you, it's important that you pick them up.
Jay Hems. Morgan. It's out for a corner kick. A lot of Canadian content on the pitch right now for TFC2. Morgan does well to connect with Hamilton and Endo and Chapman. When the decision comes down to pick man of the match, I don't want to be that individual because Chapman and Endo have both been very good.
Yeah, they've been excellent. Their attitude's been spot on. I think they've been very good going forward. Also defensively, they've worked hard as well.
Endo's service has been on point all night. Mitchell gets a punch on that, just goes straight up. Kerr with a half clearance. Endo back in the mixer. Well done by Aubrey there. Or should I say Elseth, and Aubrey brings down the player, and Brendan Aubrey's going into the book.
Bad tackle from Aubrey there, just goes over top of the ball. Definitely a yellow card, could have been a little bit worse as well. Good to see Washington get up. He's pressing hard, it's a repress, TFC lose possession. Just goes over top of it, he's showing his studs. Fortunately, Washington's able to just jump out of it a little bit.
Tough challenge by first-year player. Cavalluzzo needs to be careful with the wind on this turf. I've
seen it all here at the Ontario Soccer Center. I remember Wesley Sharpie on his debut. Passes it back to the goalkeeper and scores in his own net from 40 yards.
Sure, he appreciates you bringing that up. Tainter, good patience. Chapman, good ball. Hamilton on the left foot. Spencer acting as a third defender there. Has to reset. Morgan, Chappers, good switch. Oyvind Elseth.
Oh, just let it go. He dummies it there. Hamilton's in.
Tries the 1-2, just can't connect.
Good movement from the front, too.
Yes.
Hamilton just stays a little bit deeper. Spencer goes short. If he just overs it, Dwight York, Andy Cole style, you can then play off of him.
United legends right there, Terry, former City player. Chapman inside to Spencer. Good ball, Endo in the area.
Oh, do it.
Oh, looked like me on the dance floor there. Wasn't sure if he was going to shake, rattle, or roll.
Yeah, a little shimmy from him there. It just delays it by dwelling on it. It allows the Riverhound defender to get back. Hamilton movement was excellent at the back post. He just pulled off of Jack's right shoulder.
Corner kicks adding up for TFC2. Endo continues to be very good with his service. Inside the area, overcooks it. Morgan there to collect. Plays it right back in. Spencer gets in the way. Hamilton a foot on it. Or should I say Aubrey got in the way. Hamilton. Bosco. Chapman, well done. Ball out wide, back inside of Boubacar. Johnny on the spot. And the Hounds, just a chance to collect their breath all the way back to Cavalluzzo. Been a very quiet second half for the TFC goalkeeper. It's been a dominant 20 minutes and change for TFC2, and it's got to be a free kick for TFC2. Yep.
Yeah, Duffy a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, great. Undercut him.
Great distribution from Cavalluzzo. He easily could have gone to Pereira, who was being closed down. Takes a harder ball on out to the wingback Morgan.
So this is a traditional 3-5-2 for Toronto FC, Terry.
Yeah, they've just morphed into a 3-5-2 in midfield. Pereira sat in front of the back three, just ahead of them, Chapman and Endo, and then you've got the two up front, yes. Spencer and Jordan Hamilton. And as you pointed out, it's very brave for Jason Bent to put another striker on, be brave, and continue to take the game from the Riverhounds. A lot of coaches at this point might bring another defender on.
I like the move. He's building off positive play, though. You know, you're rewarding your team. Like the call by head coach Jason Bent is TFC2 looking for win number 2 on the season.
Both Morgan and Olseth have done a good job playing a little bit higher in the second half, stopping the two fullbacks of the Riverhounds getting out.
Olseth. It was a quiet first half for Olseth, but has really become involved in the game here in the second half.
Oh, do it. Good run from Chapman there.
Switch of play to Boskovic. Morgan inside to Chapman. Good play near post to Hamilton, and Boubacar scrambles, puts that out for another corner. Some really good football.
Some great movement off the ball, causing the Riverhounds all sorts of problems. At the moment, Duffy doesn't know whether to go out wide to Ashton or pick up Chapman.
Wonder what's happened with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They just haven't come out here in the second half, Terry, being overrun despite having the wind behind them.
Yeah, I think TFC2 have done a very good job at picking up that second ball.
Good ball by Endo. Aubrey was there, Spencer was there, Boskovic was there. Look out though, here on the counter. Hollingsworth plays Parks in. He's in all alone. Parks on Cavalluzzo. The goalkeeper, kick save. Cavalluzzo to the rescue as Toronto FC 2 let off the hook.
Massive, massive stop from Cavalluzzo. He's off his line, cuts the angle down, stays big. And in the end, Parks, he doesn't really try to pass it, put it past him. Maybe he's looking to put it underneath him, looking for a little nutmeg. Crucial, crucial stop for Cavalluzzo.
Made a couple of them in this match. Parks twice.
Hollingsworth does really well on the break there. Ashton Morgan possibly could have brought him down. He's the player that set that attack off.
Parks had so much time, though. It sometimes happens, Terry, where a player might have too much time.
Yeah, and in the end, you don't really make up your mind. You're caught in two minds, and his pace was really impressive there. Runs away from Pereira.
Missed what happened, but Oyvind Alseth goes into the book as well. A yellow card for Alseth. I think the referee played advantage, allowed it to play out. That happened in the build-up to that chance for Parks. Just a big miss, and Cavalluzzo rewarding his coaching staff for giving him the look, giving him the start tonight.
Yeah, huge stop for the youngster. Keeps his side in it, and again, TFC, it all stems from their corner. They get caught on the counter. Jason Bent spoke about it all week, how good the Riverhounds are in transition, and we saw it right there. It's important that TFC pay them that respect and are organized.
Oh, good ball by Ashton Morgan, finding Jay Chapman, has some space. Duffy coming on the double, but Chapman cuts right through like a hot knife through butter.
Good run from Endo there. It's tracked extremely well by Abubakar.
The head coach of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Dave Brandt, we just need a solo shot camera on him. He's jumping all about. He's not a happy man right now. Lively on the sidelines. There he is in the background.
And I think that's
saw him spin around, did a double axel.
And I think that's a huge compliment to how well TFC2 are playing right now.
Night is done for Oyvind Alseth. Goes into the books. Jason Ben not taking any chances. A former MLSer, Jordan McCrary, wearing 46, coming to the game on the right side for TFC2. Good night for Alseth.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. As the game grew on, he sort of came into it. And most important, wonderful assist for Endo on the goal. McCrary spent time in New England Revolution. He is like for like. He's similar to Alseth. He'll get forward. He's also a very good defender, 1v1.
Good luxury to have if you're Bent. Aubrey gets there first, right past our broadcast position. Substitution coming up for the Hounds. Howell coming to the game. Kenroy Howell for Jack Thompson.
His nickname's the Rat. Apparently he scampers like a rat, I'm told.
Okay.
I once played with a player over in England, and he had a spell in Portugal, and get on this for a nickname, Aqua de Ratu. And 40,000 people used to sing it, Aqua de Ratu, which means water rat. He used to just press the life out of players at midfield.
Is that supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing, Terry?
Don't know. Never really thought about it that much. Aqua de Ratu.
Bosco. Pereira playing the Michael Bradley role.
He's very comfortable in possession, rarely panics.
Hamilton in a fight against Jack. The Rat.
No, the Rat's off now.
Oh, Thompson's the Rat, not
yeah,
Howell.
Not Howell.
Okay. The Cat. Washington. Kerr. Quiet second half for Herzog. Good switch. Duffy. Had a big miss a few moments ago. Good turn by Parks. Good strike. Cavalluzzo, well read.
Nice turn from Parks. He checks his shoulder well there. His awareness is excellent. He knows there's space in behind him. Very short back lift. Generates tons of power. Just feeds it into the wind, and the wind takes it into Cavalluzzo.
Endo. Spencer. Good ball. Hamilton. Oh, what a chance off the bar. Jordan Hamilton, he thought he was going to go near post, went far post, looped over the top, kisses off the top of the framework. Hamilton denied, but what an opportunity.
We spoke about it just before he came on, about his threat in behind, and this is exactly what he possesses. Great technique from him. Shapes like he's going to go to the near post and just whips it past goalkeeper Mitchell. Just nicks the crossbar. Wonderful technique from Hamilton.
TFC2 having all kinds of joy playing that near post ball into space onto the foot of the striker. Endo. That ball's deflected. Abubakar tests his goalkeeper.
Heads up play from Abubakar. I like how Spencer and Hamilton are linking up. Spencer coming a little bit deeper, and Jordan Hamilton running in behind.
I think Spencer's better with another striker up there with him, Terry. Just he's not so isolated, right? You have more players playing off him in an attacking, dangerous role.
100%. Hamilton and Spencer actually played together against the Richmond Kickers, and they weren't great. But tonight there's a nice connection between the pair.
Chapman plays it back to Aubrey. Pereira, good turn. Switch of play. McCrary gets a touch. About 15 minutes for TFC2 to pick up a much-needed win, which would cut the gap between them and a playoff spot to just 5 points. So although the team has struggled, a win tonight could really change the perspective and their outlook on the way to approach a busy upcoming schedule.
Yeah, it'll give the team a huge lift, and not only the win, but the performance. I think so far, I know there's still a long way to go.
Have to see it out,
but I think the performance has been excellent tonight. Still need to cut out those individual errors and mistakes. They've been let off the hook a couple of times by some poor finishing by the Riverhounds.
Morgan. Hamilton does well to hold off Abubakar. Hamilton can't believe it. Thinks it came off the defender. That's a Pittsburgh throw, and Hamilton goes into the book for dissent.
Yeah, I think Vaughn gets that one wrong, and she's only 5 feet away. She needs to get that right, but frustrating for a player. I've been there. It's important he just keeps his mouth shut and gets on with it.
Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. A pleasure to have you along on USL.com. USLsoccer.com, I should say. Tonight's broadcast. No worries, TFC2 fans. Matty D will be back for the next broadcast. I'm just a seat warmer. At Wheeler TSN, at Terry_Dunfield on Twitter. Big 15 minutes coming up for TFC2. See this out, decent crowd tonight. Chapman, Hamilton.
I've been there before, Gareth. It's not easy when you're struggling for results, and when you score sometimes you sit back and there's some real nervousness to your play. But
here's Parks. Howell plays it. Cavalluzzo diving save again as Angelo Cavalluzzo called into action yet again.
Yeah, some wonderful interplay from the Riverhounds. They're playing with an extra player up top. Thompson's come out, Howell's come on. Nice little 1-2. A save Cavalluzzo should make. What impressed me was how he pushed that rebound away from any trouble. I was just saying, when you're going through a bad run and sometimes you get that lead, there's a little bit of nervousness. You sit back and you play extremely deep. But since TFC have scored, there's been no nervousness. They've been positive, and if anything, they're still taking the game to Pittsburgh.
Ashton Morgan had Ben Spencer decide to go short to Endo. Good thought, just keeping possession of the ball here. Tainter, the captain.
This year the team's been so defensively sound in this 3-5-2 system, so it's no surprise to me that Jason Bent, since they've got that goal, just changed things up a little bit and have gone to a 3-5-2.
Hamilton lays it off for Chapman. Spencer, good block by Jack. Here's Endo. Play the ball outside. Endo makes that short run. Nice work by Endo. Finds some space inside. Goes short again, and Hamilton almost needs to be on his bike. Needs to read that. Really good run by Endo to get past 3 defenders.
Good point. Great change of pace from Endo. Hamilton's just on his heels. Tons of space for him to run into. Just delays it a little bit.
Aubrey's drawn out. Soft foul as Aubrey comes into the back of Herzog. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
I just got hit up on Twitter from Wesley Sharpie. Thanks for reminding me of that, Terrence.
Yeah, see, Wesley, I had your back on that one.
Sorry, mate. And congrats, since leaving TFC2, on a solid start to your career now in St. Louis. Hope that was enough backstroke.
Howell. Parks cuts it. Well read by Pereira. Kerr, his shot blocked.
Great
TFC2
together now.
back in numbers.
I love that. I love that from Pereira, backing his teammate up. Gets chopped inside, and Pereira's there throwing his body on the line.
TFC2 in no hurry.
Not easy for the young Panamanian making the transition from coming up from Panama. We were talking about it in the car on the way out here. It helps having Armando Cooper in the first team.
Spencer, sorry, had Endo on the switch. Just couldn't get it out of his feet. Had to settle to bring it back. Endo was gone. He was out into space.
I think that's exactly why it wasn't hit. It's such a tough ball to hit into the wind. Bosco tries to take it on. Just
fair enough.
Doesn't have enough oomph in it.
Kerr, the captain of Pittsburgh, blocked by Boscovich. It's out for a rare Pittsburgh Riverhounds corner kick. See what they can do with this. Kevin Kerr, out-swinging corner kick. Abubakar's forward, Jack's forward. Parks a big target inside as well. Ukai showing short. Ball does come short. Well blocked, well read by Tsubasa Endo. All the way back to the last man back. It's Washington. Gets it on his left foot. Chapman putting pressure. There is no one back for Pittsburgh. And I mean no one. Abubakar. Well blocked by McCrary. Parks again. Steps past his mark. Pereira does well to stick with him, and Ben Spencer to alleviate some pressure. Well defended by TFC2. Pittsburgh doesn't like it, but a little bit too much action. Dave Brandt screaming at the referee.
He's going bonkers. I think he's got a point. I don't think there was enough contact on Ben Spencer there.
The fourth official coming over, having a word with Dave Brandt. He's been animated all night long, in fairness.
He's held the ball up really well today, Ben Spencer.
Endo
he's in acres over on that side.
Endo finally gets it to him. Good support by Tainter. Back to McCrary. Inside the area. Oh, Hamilton found a pocket of space, but Abubakar did well to get his head on it. Howell. The tempo picks back up. Chapman does well getting back to defend.
Does extremely well, and that's a facet of Chapman's game you don't normally see. Great to see him working hard for the young side defensively.
Herzog. Parks misses Kerr. Boscovich. Oh, plays Aubrey a very difficult ball.
Last 10 minutes, Wheels, the big man Park, he's just starting to come into the game a little bit, starting to cause TFC2 some problems. He's picking the ball up a little bit deeper and running at TFC.
Boscovich. Morgan plays that long. Good pressure by Hamilton, but Abubakar recovers.
Great first touch from Abubakar there.
85th minute. Tsubasa Endo goal is the difference. TFC 2 leading 1-0. Great goal in the second half. Endo from Elseth. Another foul as TFC 2 in no hurry. Jason Bent giving encouragement. One more change to make, and it looks like it's about to be made, as Ryan Telfer getting set to check in. I'm assuming this is for Ben Spencer, as the Canadian striker, number 54, getting set to check in. Is take another look at the goal that was scored second half. Tsubasa Endo near post run. Goes near post on the goalkeeper, Mitchell. Class finish, class move by TFC 2.
Wonderful near post run.
Good turn by Okai.
85th minute to Pittsburgh's number 10, Kevin Kerr.
Here's Parks. Rumbling, stumbling. Foul was called on Tainter, but Parks was out of control. Looked like he was falling over before there was contact made. Nonetheless, this is a grade A opportunity from a set piece for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Yeah, we spoke about it earlier in the broadcast, how direct Parks is. He almost bundles past players. Mitch Tainer's just got
Looked like he was swimming out there, Terry. His arms and legs were all over the place. Who initiated the contact? Was it the defender or was it the attacking player?
I think there's enough to give a free kick there.
Nonetheless.
Watch Lee Griffiths for Scotland stick 2 in against England from here. A little bit further out, but earlier today.
Scotland, England 2-2 in World Cup qualifying. Looked like the Scottish had it. Lee Griffiths, 2 free kicks from a very similar spot. Both beat Joe Hart, but we'll see if Angelo Cavalluzzo can do something the England number 1 could not. Cavalluzzo has his wall set up.
Big wall. A little bit close to go over top of it.
Howell, left foot. Herzog steps over. Parks with the finish. And he finally beats Cavalluzzo. Missed a couple opportunities earlier, not this time. Romeo Parks equalizes here in the 87th minute. It's 1 apiece.
Parks, he's the player that earns a free kick. A little bit of a soft free kick. Great movement over top of the ball. Just wrong puts Cavalluzzo in the net. That's the side he cannot be beaten on.
Take another look from this angle, Terry. Just Cavalluzzo steps left. Ball goes right. The goalkeeper clearly frustrated as Parks, returning from a lengthy suspension, celebrates with a goal here tonight, and a big one for Pittsburgh.
Wonderful set piece. Those runs over the ball cause Cavalluzzo all sorts of problems.
Substitution was made after that goal. Ryan Telfer comes on for TFC 2, replaces Ashton Morgan down here, down the left-hand side.
Yeah, solid performance from Ashton Morgan. I thought he was excellent. Some more minutes in the bank. Gutted for Cavalluzzo. He's come up and made some huge stops tonight.
A couple big ones.
Tough one for him. He's just got to be brave and believe and trust in his wall that they'll stop that side, and anything down his side, it's up to him to save it.
TFC 2 have been the better side here in the second half. Despite Pittsburgh having a couple really good scoring chances, they finally capitalize. Parks earned the free kick and he finished it as well.
Yeah, we spoke about his directness, causing the team some problems in the last 15 minutes, picking the ball up deep, running at the back 3. It's Pereira's job to stop that. He's that screen. He gets past Pereira. Mitch Tainer, it's a little bit of a soft one, but I think it's enough contact to give
Look out here, Parks to Herzog. Aubrey comes in, maybe some contact. Herzog's pointing to the spot. The match official says no chance. Maybe some controversy here. Alexis Vaughn waves him off, but it looked like Herzog had a case. Cavalluzzo came out and made the save, but Aubrey was very much involved.
Yeah, tough to see at the first look whether there's enough contact to give it there. Some great link-up play again by the Hounds. Herzog's got enough pace to get in behind. Cavalluzzo's off his line quick.
TFC looking to respond, just a minute more to go. We'll see how much time added on. Hamilton can't control. McCrary almost needs to call him off on that. End-to-end stuff. Hollingsworth. The goal scorer Park says, that's not Abubakar. Someone's down in the back line for Pittsburgh behind the play. Let you know who that is in a moment. Here's Kerr. Looks like it's Okai that's down, but it's well behind the play. Kerr can't connect, and here comes TFC. Okai is back up, so teams continue to play. Chapman to Hamilton. He's got a burst of speed. Tries to shoot from distance. Okai back on his feet with the important block. Hamilton again. Poor ball, well read by Parks, the goal scorer, checking back, and here come the Hounds. 3 minutes of time added on. So we're into stoppage time. Kerr keeps possession. Important challenge by Aubrey there. And here we go, TFC 2 coming the other way. And Okai is back down in behind the play. Strange stuff. He was down, he was up, he was back down.
You know what I don't get from Vaughn here? The referee, the official, is she stops it when TFC 2 are in possession, but when the Pittsburgh Riverhounds are attacking the TFC net, she's happy to let play go on.
If you're gonna make that call, then call when Pittsburgh's attacking.
Here we see
neither team's happy right now. Herzog's still complaining. We see Aubrey comes in.
I don't think there's a foul on Cavaluzzo.
It's just, we couldn't really quite tell from that angle whether Aubrey made contact with Herzog or not. Very difficult to tell. Herzog was convinced. He didn't go down right away, that's the thing. And if you're the referee and you don't see the player go down right away.
You should be able to see from this angle
Aubrey
here.
A little bit sloppy.
Aubrey gets no ball.
No ball.
But also, he doesn't touch Herzog for me, not a penalty. The referee gets this one right.
Aubrey put himself in a difficult spot though because he didn't make any contact and he went down.
Yeah, just needs to stay on his feet there.
Okai is coming off the pitch.
Nice combination play though again from Parks and Herzog.
Michael Green
substitution in injury time.
Comes in, a central midfield player, like for like, as Okai goes out. As Alexis Vaughn, the match official, having words with Spencer and Parks and Hamilton. Herzog.
Great to see, though, for the neutral. I know it's going to be driving both coaches nuts. Both teams really going for it at the end here. Neither team's happy to settle for a point.
So I'm assuming there'll be at least another minute of time added on. So about 2 minutes to go here. Ball caught up in the wind. Oh, Jack completely made a meal of it. His goalkeeper all over it, though. Mitchell does well. Pereira, all kinds of high pressure, 4-on-4. TFC can find in space right here, right in behind. They do well. Endo to Chapman. Wide left to Telfer. High foot. Has to be a call. Well done by the match official, Vaughn, to play advantage. There was none. Free kick coming up in a very dangerous spot for TFC.
Wonderful football from TFC, too, to play out of the back here. A lot of teams would just pump the ball up the pitch. Composure. TFC waiting for that right ball between the lines, and that's what leads to the free kick. Love the ball from Endo around the corner.
The space was in behind those four players pressing high. Did very well to find it. Setting up this chance. Subasa Endo over the ball like he has been all night. Plays into the area. Well-headed clear. McCrary tries to play that back. Foul on Hollingsworth and a free kick. Another one coming up for TFC 2. About 30 seconds or so to go. Need to make the most of this. Endo over the ball. Difficult spot. You almost want to play this short, Terry, because you're going to be playing this very straight. You need a little bit of an angle. Endo, delicate touch, out wide, does well. Desperation off the bar, and Spencer cannot bury it. TFC 2 coming close, not once, but twice. And the Reds left in disbelief at the death.
Incredible, wonderful set piece again.
Oh, final touch of the ball. Another look.
Great header from Telfer back across. Aubrey goes off the crossbar, and then it's great defending from Ben Spencer. Just heads it past the post. Comes to him a little bit quickly, and then he just clears it.
Spencer
he just can't buy a goal.
misses the mark.
Fans participating in the Young Reds post-game
And a game where I can't believe it's finished 1-1, Terry, because on the run of play and the chances that were created, this game could have ended 4-4.
It really could have done. What a game. Some real quality football. I'm gutted for TFC too, and for Ben Spencer. What a great opportunity to score there. Some good football on show from both sides. Just at the moment, it's just not quite falling for TFC2. Nice set piece for Pittsburgh Riverhounds to equalize at 1-1.
TFC2 picks up the important point tonight. 1-7-5 record on the year, and a hard-fought 1-1 draw tonight here at the Ontario Soccer Centre. On behalf of Terry Dunfield and the entire crew, I am Gareth Wheeler. We'll be back with more and more post-game reaction right after this.
Vans is a proud sponsor of TFC2. Anthony's Espresso Equipment would like to show their appreciation and honor tonight's man of the match. Please direct your attention to center field and welcome Steven as he presents the man of the match. To the TFC goaltender, number 80, Angelo Cavalluzzo. TFC2 would like to thank all fans for coming to tonight's match at the Ontario Soccer Centre. Thank you for supporting your TFC2.
A 1-1 final here at the Ontario Soccer Centre with both teams plenty of chances. Both teams probably thinking they should have come away with a full 3 points, but a share of the spoils between Toronto FC 2 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you. We thought Tsubasa Endo's goal in the 59th minute would be enough for TFC2 this night, but the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and you got a feel for the TFC2 goalkeeper, Angelo Cavalluzzo, made a couple big saves denying the Hounds, but it's Romeo Parks off the free kick, off the set piece, that beat the TFC2 goalkeeper late in the 87th minute.
Yeah, I thought TFC2 were excellent on the whole tonight. Some real intricate football going forward. I thought Endo and Chapman were excellent. Endo takes his goal extremely well, comes off of the second phase, makes a great near post run, tucks it away, and then TFC have 20 minutes or so to hang on. They brought another striker in Jordan Hamilton, continued to press high. If anything, they looked like they were the team that were going to score.
Yes.
I thought Parks was excellent for the Riverhounds, a real handful, almost bundled through a few players to earn the free kick, and it was a well-worked free kick off the training ground. Couple players run over top of it, wrong foot Cavalluzzo, and all of a sudden it's 1-1, and then a couple of chances late on. Ben Spencer, really, he has to score at the back post.
Taking a look at the match stats, and Toronto FC dominated possession, especially in the second half, ended up with 52% possession, despite only having about 45 of it in the first half. A lot of shots, a lot of action in front of both goals, and I think you're right on the night. Jay Chapman, Tsubasa Endo really stood out for TFC2. Those were really the two top players.
Yeah, they played some good stuff under difficult conditions. It's extremely windy and sticky on this AstroTurf pitch, but both can be happy with their performance.
A goal did come for TFC2 this night. It has been their Achilles heel, but the finish in terms of result wasn't quite there. A 1-1 final at the Ontario Soccer Centre. On behalf of my good friend Terry Dunfield, great job tonight, buddy.
Great
the entire
working with you
crew up here in Toronto. I am Gareth Wheeler. This has been USL Action on USLsoccer.com.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.